This game has been in the making for 10 years. For 4 years, I've really wanted to dip my left foot deep into this. It's a complete open world, no, I guess open space, survival, exploration, PvP, PvE, whatever you want to call it. It's just a playground in space, and it's in such a massive proportion, and it looks so fantastic. I had a good friend nagging me continuously to get into it and play it. I kept saying no, but a free fly event had turned up, and I was out of excuses, guys. I had no hope. I had to dip into it and have a look. So after a whole night of him showing me the ropes and teaching me this and that and everything else in the universe, he left me alone to do it all for my first time. With only 500 hotkeys to have to remember, what could possibly go wrong? Our free fly journey begins in this scrubby little ship. We've took a mission to go to this moon, and all we've got to do is land the ship. We just got to turn them engines off. We've got to get out of the ship. We've got to remember to shut the door so people don't jump in my ship. It's going to be simple. We're going to go through this door, we're going to kill a guy and get paid. But that wasn't entirely how this panned out, because as we got to the bottom, it dawned on me, I don't have any weapons. What am I doing here? We found this guy, and Luck had thrown it into our palms. Yes, he's already been killed, and he has a gun just laying on the floor for us to just pick up and shoot whoever we want with. This is perfect. But of course, no. The game's still in alpha, so there's some bugs. I don't have the gun somehow. To the keybind manuscript we go. Turns out there's just an inventory bug, but that wouldn't matter, guys, because we have our mitts. Yeah, these old boys, give them a little 1-2, will fix anyone up, and well, try another gun. We spot our very first victim, and we move in quickly behind him. He turns, he gets it in the face, he gets it in the face, he keeps getting it in the face, he gets it in the side of the head, back in the face. Nothing but left hooks. He was downed, and it was time to take his gun as well, which also didn't work. After a quick Google search, Google told me you can just log out and log back in, and your inventory will be refreshed and it'll work again and the bug will be fixed. It didn't tell me that I'd start in a completely different place and not be where I was for the mission, and this confusion led me to walk into this door closing on me. Very embarrassing, but it was okay. There were buttons to be pressed and missions to get back in on. And it just so happens that the guns I picked up, what I didn't pick up, which weren't actually there because it bugged out, were actually there when I came back. So we had a little bit of fizzy pop to wash down the anger, followed by a hot dog. So at this point I decided, no, let's take another fresh start. Let's do it from the top. Let's see where we can go. Let's see if we can figure everything out. All the pieces in place. Get in the ship. Close the door. We know the drill. We've done it twice already. So the third time's a charm. Enter the pilot seat. We did it. And all we have to do is turn the engine on. Turn the engine on. At this point I probably forgot the key, which is U, but there we go. I turned the engine on, ladies and gentlemen. Look for someone else to do. We found a quest what paid a lot of money for going somewhere to do something about something else. It was a man about a dog situation, something to do with crypto key. It sounded legit. We spooned the quantum drive to destination somewhere to pick up a package of something to give to somebody somewhere. But problems arose with my first encounter with flying in too fast with no atmosphere. And I died, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely fine. Mistakes were made. But mistakes could very quickly
vehicle retrieval
be put
system.
right with nothing other than good old insurance. That's right, ladies and
Your
gentlemen.
insurance claim has been
We can
sent.
just
Your
claim
vehicle
on
has been
insurance
moved to
every
a
time it
storage
happens. Knowing where I went wrong the first time, we wouldn't let it happen again. We came in at a nice slower approach. I had a long way to go before I figured all of this out. A very long way to go before I figured all of this out. Dead. So on the third time, we came in from above, really, really slowly. We set her down, and everything was perfect. We found the little place we were supposed to actually go, and we landed there, had a good look around, made sure we weren't going to land on anything stupid and flip the ship upside down or explode again for some weird reason. It was fine. We have a landing. Don't know why they don't have auto land every time. So, in the building where we were supposed to get something, we found the something to do something else with and take it somewhere to do something with. We didn't know where we was going next, but I had a look around. There was nothing. Because it was out in space, wasn't it? Yes, and of course, it's a big object what I'm going too fast towards again. This amount of flying was too much for me. I had to resort to what I knew, and now that my guns worked, it was back in the bunker to kill the baddies. After hearing the gunfire somewhere above me maybe, I started to creep around looking for these baddies. I hadn't killed a single one at this point, and I was a bit wary whether or not they would turn and shoot me instantly and I'd look like an idiot yet again. There they were. I downed one. I went to reload even though I was already fully loaded. I killed another one. And a third one. And then the other one got back up. And that's when I realised, a criminal record? You gotta be kidding me. Why have I got a criminal record? Like what? He was literally holding hands with the bad guy. Like, this is not right. This is not fair. Despite the noise of gunfire, I would continue in trying to steal everything I could. And I got a good bit. And didn't pay attention to anything else and got shot in the back. Never mind, I thought. We'll wake up and go back and retrieve our stuff. No. Now we're in prison.
Hello and welcome. You have been placed in a Klesher rehabilitation facility for violation of local law.
This will be fine, I thought. I could do this prison thing. It'll be like 5 minutes. It's a video game. It doesn't matter, does it? Look at it in here. It's lovely. Look at him. He looks important. There's all these inmates. It's a pretty cool looking place. It's just a cool. I was getting cool vibes in here, guys. Until I looked at this panel. And it told me I have 2 hours in here. Knowing that this couldn't be the case, and surely the rest of my evening's worth of playtime wasn't taken up by standing in a poxy prison for something I didn't even do on purpose. This was not fair. I had to find a way out of the prison. So I started jabbing every button I could to try and remember what it was to bring up my quest, and then I remembered, oh yeah, you just look down there. It's absolutely fine. Inmate maintenance opportunity, let's go. This will be easy. This will be easy. All I had to do was repair Kiosk 2 in Route 3, Depth 9. I finally found Depth 9 and this took so long. It was an absolute troll of a tunnel. There was multiple ways to go and I had to stop at oxygen places to fill up my tank. It was not fun. It was not fun. It was actually half an hour.
Due to your recent actions, we've reduced time on your sentence. Isn't that great?
Congratulations. You have completed your required sentence in our facility. We at Klesher Rehabilitation are extremely proud to have played a role in your rehabilitation and hope that you've used this time to better yourself as a human and as a member of civilized society.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. I had done my time. And I was proud. It took me ages to get out, but that was okay. We got out nonetheless. All we had to do was take this lift to freedom. I could smell it waiting for me. What's error disconnection code 30,000? I had fully given up my life of violence, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, I decided to be an Amazon delivery boy. This was the best way to do it. Like, I couldn't accidentally deliver my box to the wrong person and go to prison, could I? So this was the best thing for me to do. I'd managed to pick up my box, and I'd managed to get to the place I was supposed to hand it in. I was feeling proud. I'd done an honest day's work here. I just had to figure out, like, whether or not it was worth my time, because it took time. You know, not being good at the game, well, being new to the game, not knowing controls. It's hard. It's really hard, but I did it, and I was proud and happy. Even the man behind the counter was happy with me, so I decided to spend a little time in his shop, have a look what he had, see what there was, and then I realised I only got 3,000. That was not enough money. What a complete waste of time. I made 3,000 for all that effort. I don't understand. So I went into old matey's shop next door and started stealing potatoes and things out of his boxes, because, well, I've got to make a living. I stole his clothes, I stole some med guns so he can't heal people, and yeah, back to the ship it was for me. Quick takeoff, beautiful takeoff, no worries about that takeoff. Smashed into warp speed at an approximate 5 FPS, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why it had got this bad at this point. Ah, there was a fireworks display going on where I was heading. Of course. This really, really made things difficult. Especially considering I couldn't tell how fast I was actually going towards this space station. And I nearly blacked out because of how fast I had to stop, turning backwards. I couldn't remember what the brake button was at this point, but we didn't hit it, and I was happy about that. So, after turning the engines on and off 5 times, we decided to have a little bit of a spacewalk to celebrate all the potatoes and things we'd just stolen to sell. We had to get more than 3,000 out of this stuff. I mean, come on. First stop, the pharmacy. We did steal pharmaceutical goods, and they were not worth a lot. Second stop, a clothes shop with no clothes. We had clothes, what we'd stolen, and they were not actually that bad, guys. 1,600. After selling absolutely everything, apart from my potatoes and stuff, because I didn't know where to sell them, I was feeling good. Good enough to take up a brand new mission where I had to find someone's dead body in a crash. I mean, I kind of thought at this point, if I don't have to shoot at people, I can't accidentally shoot at the wrong person. Over the box we went, into the corner. A dead body. Is this who we were looking for? I searched his body, and it was. Objective complete. We'd found the missing person. We'd achieved a second mission. Ladies and gentlemen, we were winning. 18,000. We really were winning. We really were winning at this point. That is so much better than 3,000. We rushed back to the ship as fast as we could to see if we could just settle down and then pick up another one. We couldn't. There was only one of those missions, so I decided to land in this hangar and realised how big the hangar was in comparison to my ship, so I readjusted and proceeded in landing in this hangar that it was a lot bigger than I originally thought it was compared to my ship. So I readjusted again in this hangar that was actually a lot bigger than I thought it was in comparison to my ship. lined it up perfect, and this hangar was still bigger than I thought it was in comparison to my ship. I've got to get used to this game. I've got to get used to this game. I decided it was time for a round 3 situation in one of these hangars. I think I'd figured out enough by this point, and I was happy, and I was brave as well. I'd made some money, I'd got some gear, I don't have to rely on picking up random junk. It was time. It was time to prove my worth, finally. I had guns, I had a pocket knife, I had everything I needed. Down we went. One down, easy. Second one inside, dead. Easily. We were on it. Third one dead. We saw the last one in the doorway. All of them down, ladies and gentlemen. We beat the bunker. To celebrate, I whipped out the tractor beam on my multi-tool, smashed all the dead bodies from the baddies against the walls, clipping their legs and heads on everything I could just to prove a point and be a little bit brutal. I was taking everything to my ship and skinning it. Well, I mean taking their gear off them, not skinning them. Here we were. It had taken us about 15-20 minutes maybe to actually figure out the inventory system with all this sort of stuff. But here we are. Running like we've nearly missed happy hour at the space station. We make it inside to realise we can sell some of this stuff for an okay bit. We've probably made nearly 10,000 just off the loot. That weren't bad. And at the end of the day, knowing that I'd finally overachieved, in my opinion, I went to DefenseCon, which was a convention to show off loads of random ships, and I could get in them, have a look around them, and it was pretty cool, to be honest, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this game, I didn't think it was gonna be as good as this. I didn't think there'd be this much to do. Like, some of these ships had bunk beds in them. This one was so big that I couldn't actually figure out where I was in it, and I got lost for a bit. It was weird. Found the pilot seat though, and finally got to have a look at it in third person. Look at the size. Look at the size of this ship. But that, ladies and gentlemen, was me playing the free fly event for Star Citizen. And I had such a good time, I'm definitely going back.